Harry ay habang nagtutulips-tulips si Harry, si Layla, not only hinarap niya, she also turned down on multiple occasions the opportunity, di ba, to kind of whisk her way away. Kasi parang inoffer siya ng basically a deal, di ba, kung saan medyo admit niya yung ano niya, pero let her get out, ganun. Hindi, talagang she did go all the way. And naalala ko nung nakausap ko siya nung 2018-19 sa detention center, handa daw siya for, kung if ever, I mean, back then kung tinanong mo, will Duterte be in power? Sasabihin mo, it's 1,000 years of Duterte, right? Kasi 90% approval, wala kang makitang alternative. So this is the huge difference aside from the fact na yung isa, uh, well, let's talk about this. What did exactly the Court of Appeals do here? Because there are many different interpretations. Of course, some people are talking about, a former Solicitor General was talking about parang double jeopardy. Others were talking about na this doesn't necessarily nullify yung parang yung kanyang acquittal is just a technical matter that has to be addressed by the regional trial court. What is your read, Attorney Conde? Before I ask officially yung team ni Ma'am Leila de Lima and Attorney De Leon in particular to spell out their theory of the case.
Well, looking from the outside in, from what I understand, and this has happened to me as well, the decision was, well, quote unquote, reversed in the sense that it was remanded to the regional trial court na ayusin yung dokumento, ayusin yung decision. It was not an outright reversal na parang, oh, hindi siya acquitted. Parang ganon. So it was just the manner of handing out the decision, but not the decision itself. So ah may ganito talaga na may mali yung paraan pero tama naman yung kumbaga yung ending. Kaya I would say na still acquitted siya. Siguro they can explain the technicalities of this, but it was yung ano kasi error in the jurisdiction of the court, grave abuse of discretion because there was etc. Pero it was something that kumbaga an error attributed to the judge but not exactly to the decision. Parang ganon.
Right. So
So
parang censure siya ng how the judge arrived at the result rather
at the
than the
decision,
engagement of the decision itself. Therefore,
yeah,
Layla's case still is acquitted, basically, right?
yeah. So it wasn't on the evidence essentially. It wasn't per se na mali yung appreciation mo ng ebidensya pero parang ang sinasabi daw and I've only looked at actually I haven't seen the decision, it hasn't been uploaded, but from kailangan verified sources or reliable sources. They've lifted up quotes from the decisions at parang yun yung sinasabi, yun yung tono that the decision has to be written better pero the ending, ganun pa rin.
Okay, obviously this raises another important question. The timing. I mean, it's just as election is over. I heard the version na April 30 pa daw lumabas to, ngayon lang lumabas sa media. But then again, like it's not like April 30 was a million miles away from the election time. Um, and then it's just as Leila de Lima is expected to join the prosecution team against, Vice President Sara potentially, di ba? Kasi may dalawang biglang bumukas. I don't know, it was like almost a. I mean, we were talking about it during elections. Now, wouldn't it be nice to have Chel Joke na Leila join it? And then exactly dalawang natalo, dalawang bumukas. But I don't know. So in short, is this a coincidence? Is this like a curious case, if I can put it that way? Of course, we don't wanna besmirch our judicial institutions. Baka mawalan tayo ng ano dyan. But again, do we have cases like this before na biglang ganyan na lumalabas na biglang technically kine-question ng isang court of appeals yung phrasing, yung ano the I don't know, the packaging of the decision, if I can put it that way in layman terms. May precedents pa tayo nito, and what do the precedents says tell about what could happen here most likely, or what is the best strategy for team of Ma'am Leila?
Well, I would have to check as to precedents, yung sa exact kumbaga circumstances because Leila de Lima is Leila de Lima. Parang
Sui generis.
if you compare it to the case of somebody else, baka hindi on all fours. Pero I would say na yung curious, the timing would be curious. Kasi nga, bakit ngayon na parang binabawi yung saya o yung balita na, oh, wow, she's now part of the, no, but she's, her case has, kumbaga, her case has been remanded back to the RTC. So, wag kayong masyadong magpakasaya. I've seen others point out that the um, justices are Duterte appointees, but I haven't verified that. All these, I would ask people to, kumbaga, preno muna, hold on to, kasi until hindi naman malinaw yung basis, it would be hard to, kumbaga, cast aspersions upon the motivations of the justices or kung ano man yan. Mas siguro yung timing. So, I guess Dino and team could better explain kung April 30 ba talaga nakuha na nila to or ngayon lang
Yeah.
talaga or release lang ba to? And in fact, meron din kaming minsang mga kaso na yung antedating of documents. That could have also been the case. It really was, kumbaga, released today, but it was actually kumbaga, decided before talaga. Or natapos lang talaga yung pagsusulat ngayon, pero kumbaga the decision, April 30 pa talaga. Pero ngayon lang natapos yung kumbaga pagsusulat. But it was
Meron
affirmed
bang
by the
meron bang
entire.
ganyan, Attorney Conti? Meron bang maraming ganyang cases kung saan nire-reprimand basically or nire-remand ng higher court sa lower court yung context or yung phrasing or yung technicalities ng isang decision without necessarily reversing or questioning the decision?
Ako, very few cases. Kanina nga tinitingnan ko yung
Again, very,
tenor ng
very
decision. But
exceptional.
there are. There are. Even the Supreme Court has done so. Parang we remand this to the ganito to look at this decision to ayos. Pero uh, ako, ang nakikita ko pa nga, one possible intention would be the Court of Appeals, it's ensuring that the decision is, kumbaga, airtight, foolproof. Hindi mo na maa-assail. Kumbaga, ibalik nyo na, ayusin nyo na muna, and then later on, kung sakaling may appeal, edi at least maayos na. And for me, any correction or self-correction of the judiciary is welcome. Kasi na-pinpoint ng isang higher organ, higher entity, yung kumbaga, quote-unquote error or irregularity or discrepancy ng lower court. So, better yan kaysa sa pagdating mo sa Supreme Court, final na yun. At ang sasabihin ng Supreme, sorry, technical ka na eh. Pangit yung pagkakagawa mo ng decision, kaya either convicted ka or acquitted. Pero ako, on this basis na irregular, in fact, this should work to the benefit of the accused. If the decision is wrongly and badly worded,
So
na
yun yung
hindi
dapat
nila
leaning mo.
popruwebahan,
Yeah.
yeah, yun yung leading ng error of the judge. If it's so badly worded, it's not based on law, then it's always for the accused, for acquittal of the accused kasi hindi niya nga na-lay down yung basis. Kaya this is a curious case. I'll read up on this pa.
Yeah, no, I
Pero
can see also, I mean,
ultimately,
kaya nga sabi ko, I will have Nandina
acquittal
na
to.
lang here. Oh, we'll have Nandina. Of course, Attorney Conti, I know you're talking way from the outside, but I'm just trying to understand as someone who, kasi kayo, ang dami mong hinahandle ng mga cases under, very difficult political circumstances. Gusto ko lang maintindihan na dun sa inyong karanasan, meron din ba kayong hinarap na ganitong sitwasyon na biglang iniiba, biglang may election, biglang ganon. Ang akin lang naman, okay, I'm all for hindi tayo magcast ng aspersions dun sa motivations or even yung basis ng Court of Appeals. But clearly, ginagamit ito ng mga certain interested groups, tawagin natin na DDS, to cast aspersions dun sa credibility ni Ma'am Laila De Lima. Katulad ng sinabi natin mga followers dito, klarong-klarong COMELEC na hindi maapektuhan yung proklamasyon ni Ma'am Leila De Lima. So tuloy-tuloy yung kanyang assumption of office, 'di ba? So that's clear. But ang issue kasi dito is gagamitin na naman siguro ng ibang tao ito para sabihin, si Leila, ano yan, drug, ano yan, hindi naman acquitted yan, 'di ba? So kaya nga mahalaga talaga magkaroon tayo ng clarification of facts of the case at ano yung mga technical and juridical implications ng itong remanding ng Commission on Elections. Kaya sabi ko, maging kasama naman ito sa anti-disinformation campaign because as early as right now, nakikita natin the troll farms are working this eh. Ayun pala, ano pala to eh, ganito na. And then yung false equivalence with the case of Harry Roque. I mean, I'm sure si Harry Roque may comment, may analysis na siya, di ba? Nakita mo ba yung analysis ni Harry
Yeah,
Roque?
ganun ba?
Magaling talaga si Harry. Like, Right off the bat, kinainis si Dina na, excuse me, wala kang moral ascendancy magsalita, umuwi ka.
Yeah, nakita ko yung kay
Bring Harry
Dino.
home. Bring Harry home. Bago ka magsalita, bago ka humaharada dyan, bumalik ka muna sa Pilipinas. Now, attorney, on a more serious note, it's not like we didn't see this coming. In fact, yung context ng ating mga conversations dito in Brussels when we met, I also met the European Union people dito sa London, sa France, etc. Is of course yung concern nila sa Trump administration at yung assault ng Trump administration allegedly sa, or at least ito yung perception ng iba at least dun sa international rules-based order institutions. At isa dyan, of course, is yung ICC. I think people have to appreciate grabe yung risk na tinake ng ICC at particularly si Prosecutor, Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan to go after basically the number one ally of the United States by any measure of the word. No offense to UK and other countries. So basically, yung nangyari is we had the Trump administration in its first iteration nag-impose ng sanctions, di ba? Including doon sa predecessor ni Karim Khan, doon sa, I think this was the issue of Afghanistan and alleged abuses by American soldiers. But this time, yung earlier this year, I think it was in February, there was another new sanctions. And it looks like this sanction is just so crazy. Even yung emails nila, ay nahirapan sila gumamit. May mga American staffers daw ng ICC na parang natithreaten daw na baka they face arrest if they go home. Accounts are being frozen. Even some would say family members of some of the people involved could be affected. Um, Again, without giving ammunition to the bad people, do you see like the shop closing down or like what are the remedies for ICC to work this through? Kasi ang ganda naman ng building, social naman, mayaman naman ng Europe, di ba? It's not like, di ba? I mean, I've been there, I've seen it. I mean, you obviously have you go there much more regularly, but parang I don't see these shops closing down. Hindi naman sila mukhang kawawa. But again, I'm sure gagamitin na naman yan ng mga propagandists to say, ayan na, uwi na si Digong, sasara na yung ICC. I mean, hindi naman siya startup company, di ba?
Well, yeah, and also it's the ICC, I think, never received funding from the United States. So, medyo out of the picture yon kasi they never were part of the, well, they started or they were there during the discussions in Rome and even before. Pero nung nakita nila na yun nga, uy, mapapasok yung crimes against aggression, eh sila yung
Push time, di
maaakusahan
ba?
doon.
This is push
Umexit.
time. Yeah, exactly. This
Oo,
push time.
Mexi, sabi na, teka, exit na ako. Pero, true, mas yung ano nila is on the operations. In fact, there was some point, ang narinig ko, Microsoft, would they be able to use Microsoft, which is an American company's product? And would Microsoft be able to, kumbaga, would it be compelled to release or to submit its information to the American government? Buti na lang when you look at the text of the ICC sanctions bill and even the EO, it just really talks about blocking. So parang cutting off any support, cutting off any product. So yung iniisip kong maximum is that you cut off all ties with American companies or American money or American property. Ang hirap ding sabihin na with American people kasi ang nakalagay lang naman visa. Pero what if you're an American working for the ICC? Maybe your bank account in the US might be blocked, pero your bank account in the Netherlands might not be. So may ganun din. And then also there's this kumbaga connection, yung nexus. If you are connected to work that the ICC is doing? What if you're just simply someone who's accredited with a court? Kasi may mga ganun. So you can register with the court saying, well, I'm an expert. I am someone who knows something about international criminal law and I would like to be registered with the court. Pwede yon. The accreditation process, you just undergo it. Pwedeng wala kang kaso. And therefore, you're not assisting the ICC per se. Kumbaga, you're just naka-standby ka lang. Pwede yung ganon. Hindi mo pwedeng habulin yon kasi clearly the sanctions order says meron kang pag-alalay na ginagawa sa ICC. So, medyo limitado and I would say hype too much and inflated itong sanctions order ni Trump. At nung unang nga talaga, parang nagkakapaan, ano nga ba, paano nga ba? Tigil ba lahat? Paano ba? Pero parang bumabalik sila dun sa experience yung first, yung Trump first term. Ano bang tawag doon? Trump 1.0.
Yes.
So dun tinitingnan kung ano bang nangyari. And this, what happened was they just weren't able to enter the US. Mas ganon. Tapos parang, I don't know if Fatou Bensouda had properties in the US, pero definitely, taga-Ghana siya. So I guess not. So bumalik na siya ng Africa at Sub-Saharan Africa. Bumalik na siya ng
The
Africa.
technical term, just to be clear, you can find it on the page of human. Parang ako sabi ko, ang
Oh,
salita nowadays, anything would be twisted. Um, no, no, no.
ako,
So,
baka sabihin naman ako na yung nagsabi.
no, 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 but Attorney, palitan natin yung topic. But Attorney Conti, balikan natin to. Um, Hindi kaya magkaroon ng secondary sanctions? For instance, like if ICC works with a European company and then that year, kasi yun yung ginagamit ng US to sanction Iran, Russia, now even Chinese companies are being targeted. Kasi you can imagine their levels kasi to sanction eh. Secondary
Mhm.
sanctions, ganun. It's good that you clarified. So, fingers crossed, hindi naman kayo maapektuhan. Kayo na nag-engage sa ICC. You're not a staff, you're not a bureaucrat there. You're just engaging the ICC in your capacity as an assistant counsel. Are you worried
Yeah.
on that front? Or like,
Well, pwedeng hindi na ako makapasok ng US ever. Pero okay lang naman, hindi ko pa naman pangarap mag-Disneyland.
parang para sa
Kaya,
Digong, no? Parang wala akong pake sa US. US
okay.
is lousy yung ganun na parang, whatever.
Oh, walang visa. Okay, sige. Pero ako din, tingin ko kasi dito sa Philippine situation, the case is here, the witnesses are here. Kumbaga, if you're just focused on this case, the case is here, the witnesses are here, the documents are here, some already with the ICC in The Hague. So medyo covered na kami. There's just some cause of concern for, okay, let's name it, Lorena Garma, who's with US Immigration. Pero bala na siya sa, I think, kaya naman yung paraanan niyang gagawin niya. Uh, but essentially, we can build the case without US participation or without US assistance. So kung ICC case against Duterte, okay, okay. But on a seeing the larger picture, of course there is cause for concern. Kaya lang I would say that the ICC, rather than be kumbaga grim about it na, oh, ano nang gagawin natin? Paano na tayo? They're just plodding on. So whatever they can do, and in the way, yung parang retrofitting. So binabalikan nila, inaayos nila yung mechanisms, and I think they're moving away from American suppliers.
Chinese na software. Huawei na.
Kaya
Mag-Huawei na silang lahat.
pwede. Ang iniisip ko nga lang, Apple, di ba? Would there come a time, but it's just a curious question, na parang would there come a time na employees, kumbaga, would be not exactly prohibited, pero would they be dissuaded from using Apple devices? Kasi that's clearly an American company. Not only because of the sanction, but also for the security. Kasi baka, we don't
Sila.
know, however,
Fight sila.
Apple may cooperate. Kaya actually, yun yung level up. So aside from the kumbaga, financial sanctions, so visa and property blocking, yun yung ano ngayon,
Intel also.
uh,
Intel.
ang level up yung security, gathering of information, even personal information and data. Um, and then yung, ano pa ba yung isang sinasabi nila? Sa
What
database.
Yeah, database, email, I mean, all of those things. I mean, medyo US pa rin, medyo ang hirap nun. So, siguro ICC can learn from, I don't know, Russia, Iran, and China how to circumvent sanctions or operate. And that's a crazy situation. Now, I want to talk about this more. So, given na yung Trump and US really bearing down yung kanilang weight dito, I was in Hungary the other day before ako pumunta dito sa London. Hungary also withdraw from the ICC. Do you see this as part of a pattern or talagang ito yung mga MAGA, it's just a couple of MAGA guys just messing around and who knows? Kasi Hungary obvious naman kasi Viktor Orban, beshi ni Trump,
Mm.
if anything, idol pa nila Trump si Viktor Orban. You know, Hungary is a very curious case, right? High welfare, high but very also conservative, right-wing populist. But kanina I was looking at nag-aaway pa nga Hungary and Poland eh. Pharmacist Sikorski was fighting them. So I'm following very closely also yung mga fights dito sa London is no longer EU but sa loob ng European Union. I know we're stretching the conversation, pero alam mo naman sana ako galing, di ba, Attorney Christian Conde? We're trying to dispel this disinformation na magsasara na itong startup company na to. Kasi ganun yung messaging eh. Uwi na si Digong, wala na yung ICC, wala na, yari na sila, umalis ng Hungary, ayaw ng US. But what you're saying is very manageable ito. This is gonna be hard, this is gonna be difficult, but these are things that could actually make them stronger in a Nietzschean sense.
Yeah, because it will quote-unquote future-proof them na kapag winidrawhan sila ng ganitong superpower. In fact, none of the kumbaga, major superpowers are members of the ICC. China, India, US, Russia are not members of the ICC, pero they've continued on. So I'd say as long as you have a core of kumbaga, democratic countries supporting it, and so far we've seen the EU, well, there's Hungary, of course, na on the sidelines na. Pero you have Europe generally supporting the ICC. And at the least, kumbaga, last country standing, the Netherlands has been a great supporter of the ICC, and even yung ICJ, Peace Palace, are based in the Netherlands. Kaya these European countries would be, I would say, the core of the ICC, both in terms of funding, but also in terms of, kumaga, philosophical direction. Ano ang patunguhan, and then what would be the ICC's intentions and motivations in the future. Ang international criminal courts in general, sabihin na natin, no, in general, have always been, in hindsight, a good practice. Laging ganun eh, na parang, oh, may nangyaring ganitong krimen. Magagawa ba tayo ng court o kakalimutan na lang natin? Later on, kapag nag-iba yung, kumbaga, politics, na himasmasa na yung mga tao, may pumasok na bagong henerasyon na, kumbaga, neutral na ang tingin dun sa nangyaring situation. Parang ang nakikita ko, some of the studies say that it would have been helpful if there was a court that litigated on the matter, or at the minimum, a commission that talked about the truth. Kumbaga, I'm not talking just of a truth commission kasi, pero a commission, an inquiry, or something where there was kumbaga, an intentional, kumbaga talagang ang gusto mo, alamin kung anong nangyari, an intentional review of what happened, whether it's a policy review or legislative review or I don't know, pwede ding judicial review, sana mas maayos yon. In the case of the Philippines, yun nga yung isang pinopoint out, that's what we did not do after martial law. And that is, from the eyes of many, a mistake.
Which brings us really to the latter part, and this is the important part. Yun ang sanang pag-usapan na natin last time before technical issues came in, which is, kailangan mo talaga ng kilusan, kailangan mo ng organization, kailangan mo i-mainstream, kailangan mo institutionalize itong human rights regimes, if you can put it that way. But before going there, although connected din to, just to clarify, kasi you took an issue with that Manila Times piece kanina lang, and you were also asking me, I mean, weird things happened to me. I had an ABC International interview pas na-quote ako from Davao. Like, I haven't been to Davao for quite some time. I would love to go. So parang medyo weird yung report. What is your issue primarily with the report? Is it that they didn't properly source and context it? And just to clarify, where do you stand on this argument? Again, sorry, we have done this multiple times. But again, dahil kakatapos lang ng elections, for the purpose of people, Bongo won, number one. Bato almost number two, very close with Bam. Um, well, I don't know about Sarah's situation, but if you're Sarah, you're feeling a little bit good kasi ang dami mga DDS na nakapasok or hindi, or, um, in terms of hierarchy of who do you think is most likely to face warrant of arrest, can you again clarify the context of your discussion and also your issue with that uh, piece by the Manila
Manila Times.
Times? Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're starting from the small things, kumbaga, initially, gusto ko na siyang i-overlook kasi baka, actually, there was an earlier statement that was taken out of context. I talked about a truth commission, and somebody pointed it out na, why are you calling for a truth commission? Napaisip ako, saan ko sinabi yun? It turns out, it was during a Q&A. So I was discussing something of import, yung primary, and then somebody says, what do you think of a truth commission? Well, yeah, I support it in general. But then if you have uh, an article which turns it around and says, oh, that's the main point of her speech, or that was her main call for today, medyo mahirap yan because we're veering the conversation away from the main issues. So these things, these small pieces or small pockets, sabihin na natin, of this information contribute to a larger problem, and kumbaga avalanche na yan, parang mag-snowball yung issue. And I just realized that na it was, I should make it a big deal when I think this was yesterday. I was on Arangkada Balita and they were quoting me as saying that Duterte's responsibility was through command responsibility. Sabi ko, saan yan? It turns out, dun sa balita na yon, yun yung parang minesh niya. So, meron, tama naman yung ibang quotes, pero it was taken out of context and biglang may pinasok na in his discussion, he talked about command responsibility, which I do not remember clearly attributing. Ang sinasabi ko, si Duterte, hindi lang siya dahil siya yung superior or dahil siya yung boss, dahil siya yung nag-utos. Hindi yung dahil hindi niya pinarusahan, alam niya, tapos hindi niya pinarusahan, hindi siya yung nag-utos. So, co-perpetrator. So, anyway, if you have a misinformed public, if you have a disinformed public, at intentional yon para magkalituhan. And kung sakasakali pa, mag-away-away, which I'm seeing now in some areas in X, social media, yung, can I say this, yung parang liberal faction, medyo parang
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling.
come to head, yeah,
Punta
na
na tayo
parang
sa exciting part.
dati magkakaaway kayo, you would not see you. Ngayon, nagbati-bati kayo, bakit ganun? It just really divides, kasi di ba divide and conquer, it just really divides the quote-unquote opposition. And there is a claim now, who is the quote-unquote genuine opposition? And for me, uh, it's just a matter of semantics, sabihin na natin. True, some people can say, oh, we're the genuine opposition, we're the genuine opposition. But it all boils down how effective you would be. And for me, for us, and I've told you that I'm part of Bayan Muna, which is part of the Makabayan block. Although there might be some people, some individuals, or some groups within the group, larger group, na sinasabing, oh, bakit magkakaaway kayo dati? All I've felt, or all I've really been, kumbaga, part of decisions is that we should unite with as many forces as possible at hindi maging mapanghati. Kasi yan ang downfall ng anumang movement. Kapag hati-hati kayo, which is why, but I've seen yung some efforts, kumbaga, shatter. But I remember clearly there was this one year that the labor movement came together. So, kalimutan ko yung term nila pero Labor Unity Movement. So, you had TUCP, you had KMU, you had Sanlakas, you had Partido ng Manggagawa come together in one panel saying, we'll come together kapag May 1. Nangyari din yan. Ito, most recently, February 25. You saw all the groups almost pour in doon sa may EDSA area. And so we had programs from 1 o'clock to 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. So pwedeng magkaisa, kaya lang mahirapan kung may kanya-kanyang beef with each other. I know it's hard to sweep some things under the rug, pero we always have to look at who is the narrowest target. And right now, eto nga lang yung tanong, sino daw yung narrowest target ngayon? Si Duterte daw ba o si Marcos? If you look at it, in terms of people, yun talaga yung magiging appreciation mo. But if you look at it, say from an analysis na sino ba yung ruling class, pare-pareho lang naman yan. And therefore, our narrowest target is all those oligarchs, yung pangkalahatan. So at the same time that you're targeting Duterte, you should also be critical of Marcos. But that
Marcos is
does
the
not
president, so automatically we have to fiscalize him.
yeah, that you
That's a
kaya
given.
sabi nung isang
I mean,
point,
he's the commander-in-chief. Yeah, of course. The buck stops
and
with
one
him.
po yeah, and the one point is, how can you be opposition if you're not against the current president? Kasi kung pro-government ka, hindi ka opposition or hindi ka minority. Kaya feeling ko kailangan lang umupo, huminga, at sino ba talaga? Siguro may usapin lang ng varying. Paano mo aatakihin ito? Paano mo aatakihin yung ganito? And some alliances can be formed,
Tactical,
forged.
tactical, tactical.
Yes,
Not
tactical alliances.
full-fledged. Yeah.
Oh, hindi yung magkakampit na tayo forever ha, kasi alam mo naman sa politika at sa mga traditional politicians, their loyalty is always to their personal interests. Kaya lagi kang nakaabang na, oops, sorry, ano na pala to, balimbingan na pala, iwanan na sa ere. Yung ganyang, lagi natin pinagtatawanan yan, sorry ha, pero di ba yung, tingnan mo, oh, magkaiba ka na naman ng party, oh, dati magkakampi kayo. Sana hindi yan yung pinagtatawanan natin sa kanila na, o tingnan mo, pare-pareho lang din sila, balimbingan. Hindi din yun yung
Yeah.
kung masabi natin sa mga sarili natin.
Um, Attorney Conde, I mean, obviously, you see what's happening here, right? Kasi just on my own, in my own case, diba ako nagsimula ako sa West Philippine Sea Issue and Foreign Policy Issue. And then nangyari si Digong, na-realize ko, hindi ako pwede puro international affairs lang. So nag-focus na ako sa national. So purong populism, democracy, pinag-aralan ko. So eventually na-realize ko, for me to be useful, you have to have some public education, public thinker role, which obviously you can see what I'm implying here. Kayo po, of course, ang pasok niyo sa public discussion is ukol dito sa issue ng human rights, karapatan pang tao, ICC, etc. But have you realized na parang increasingly, you're also being treated as a public educator, if you can use that term. Hindi ko na sabihin public intellectual, medyo Frenchy, pretentious yan. But you get what I'm saying? Kasi feeling ko uhaw na uhaw ang tao. I mean, hindi naman natin sinasabi na expert tayo sa lahat ng mga bagay, di ba? I mean, obviously, I'm not an expert in everything. I have some core expertise. And then yung ibang bagay, I just want informed discussion. Um, Are you being comfortable also having this kind of discussion? Kasi obviously, ang daming nagagalit sa akin because I'm making comments on tactical alliances, on sequencing. I'm bringing even Antonio Gramsci into may, war of maneuver, war of positioning. I know na overstretch ako and I get a lot of attack for that, but I just don't see any other way of doing it. Kung nandun na tayo sa arena, let's just do it. I mean, that's how Noam Chomsky started, right? Linguistics ang expertise niya. Next thing you know, anti-Vietnam War. Next thing you know, di ba? Are you feeling that also, Attorney Conti, na yung pressure for you, well, maybe not pressure, maybe yung
Speak.
incentive, yung moral duty for you to say things on other issues na labas dun sa core expertise mo. I just want to make it clear na I'm aware what's happening here now. In your case, na biglang, bakit si Attorney Conti, tinatanong na rin dito sa issue ng tactical alliance. But we have to, right? We have no choice.
Well, yeah, I would agree. Yung term pa nga, thought leader, or opinion leader. And opinion leaders traditionally sa communities, diba? Si barangay captain, until eventually we had social media. And actually, ito yung role ko din. So as a lawyer, well, I would admit this, na traditionally lawyers have been always thought of as thought leaders or opinion leaders. O, ano sabi ni attorney? O anong gagawin daw sabi ni attorney? Kaya in my case, especially that I am also handling other cases. So in my other public interest cases, nakakatch yung ganyang mga issue eh. Kaya minsan nga sa ibang interview, kapag pinag-uusapan dati yung eto ICC, biglang eksena yung jeepney. Ay, ako din, kaso ko din yan.
Yeah, and
So
wala
that,
kang choice kasi talaga na-cover mo yung case na yan, di ba? So,
oh,
it's not your fault. You're not claiming to be like, hindi, kasi alam natin yung criticism kay Harry, di ba? Parati niyang pinapasok sarili niya sa mga major issues. So we're just
yeah,
clarifying na hindi ito cloud chasing. Nagkataon lang talaga.
yeah. And if you have an informed, kumbaga hindi ka naman rumor mongering or inventing stories or off the top of your head. I mean, sometimes I would say I can't talk about that because I don't know much. But I mean, as a lawyer, if I can say something, then I will. But kung wala talaga, sorry, I can't say anything. So I think it would just be sobering to understand the limitations of your platform. And for me, for a time, morbidly enough, kumbaga, I fell into this rabbit hole of disgraced social media influencers. So may nakita ako mga ganun na ito yung
Welcome to my
picture. You
world.
remember? So, ang nakuha ko noon parang examples or parang lessons on what not to do or what not to. And ito yung time na, ito din yung ano ng cancel culture na parang bakit ba ganito? Tapos napunta na nga akong bini. Kasi yung statement nung tatlo na yung bini members and Ethan, Enrique, something na parang nakakausap. So, very sobering na as sabihin na natin, no, public figure, there are some times that people misunderstand na, oh, public figure, pwede mo nang i-invade yung kanilang privacy. So, for me, nagiging sobering yun and nagiging more conscious ako about things that I put out in the public sphere because that's an invitation for the public to come into my life. Kaya gano'n na lang siguro na hanggang dito, hindi na